What is up, Jabronis? JJ back here with Kurt and Snyder. I will start the show by saying this is, of course, the Phoenix Open. I've also been told waste management is in play here. Snyder, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is that fair assessment?
That is correct. It is Waste Management Phoenix Open.
Asking for a friend, of course. Why is it the Phoenix Open and the Waste Management? Like, why does it have two names?
Waste Management is like the sponsor, and it's always been called the Phoenix Open. And Waste Management started sponsoring it, I think, 5-6 years ago or so. I'm not sure.
If other people on this show would just understand the way you answer questions, like I think the show would go a lot smoother. Like you get asked a question, it's answered. There's no bullshit in between, and no matter how dumb the question is, you still answer it with no complaints. I just think people should be really, reading the book you're writing, Snyder, to be honest. And we continue to fill up more in the background. It looks like there's another piece back there now. I know you got that thing on the left.
I haven't added anything yet. Possibly after this week, though, I might be having a different flag signed by a couple of my other favorite golfers, hopefully down in the Phoenix Open.
Love it. And Kurt, you've been quiet. First of all, I love the backdrop today. It's very 1960s porn star-esque. The random treadmill looks like you got a little pottery plant at the top. Your hair looks fantastic. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Another road show for me. I don't think I've been. I haven't had a home show this year yet. But hey. You didn't mention it. Last time I was on here, picked the outright. Second one past 4 months. No big deal. But it was also picked on the road. So I feel good about this outright too. So maybe we can go back to back on road shows.
That would be absolutely fantastic and keep up the good work in that regard. But at the same time, anybody can play at home, Kurt. It's the road warriors where respect is really earned. So keep up the good work there. Without further ado, actually, we can talk briefly on last week. Obviously, how it went, yay, nay, anywhere in between. Snyder, for you, how was last week overall, and even maybe on the run to your end?
It was kind of a shit show. The event was. They had a couple delays. I really didn't play that much in it because I just was getting so sick and tired of those multiple course events, and I was looking forward to this one, but. This is the main event here so far this year. We've got the Players Championship here, as they like to call it, or the Fans Championship.
And I mean, not awesome, of course, that it was a bad week, but look, we all have those weeks, and I assume between the multiple courses and delays, it couldn't have been fun if you had money invested in it all 4 days. That had to be a nice, fun roller coaster to be sitting on. Kurt, on your end,
finally finished Monday.
Jesus. I mean, to me, it reminds me of like NASCAR races when they get delayed and they have to finish the day after. It's just brutal. You're sitting there hoping the race will start and you're just sitting, there with your dick in your hand. Snyder, on your end, Kurt, on your end, anything you'd like to add from last week?
So I played light because I'm tired of these shit show events with multiple courses, but I had a legit single entry sweat come Sunday. And, I had 6 out of 6. Had like all my guys at the top. Can't even remember the lineup. Then I don't want to feel like going and looking at it. But I had a legit sweat coming into it. And even cut sweats thought so as well with the win percentage. But, had the terrible run out. Profited, but I did not bink it. And if you're not first, you are fucking last. So.
Sure. Ricky Bobby. Love it.
Ricky Bobby.
Richie, what's up? Jason. Don't worry, that course preview's coming, and he's second now.
I like the Lakers trade.
On this Lakers trade, Kurt, was that the trade you just mentioned to me?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, you get Beasley, Vanderbilt. I mean, because Hachimura is terrible, so I think Vanderbilt's a better player than him. And then you also get, D'Angelo kind of sucks too, but I think all three of those guys can contribute on any given night. So better than Russ, better than what Russ was giving you.
Love it. I mean, I don't follow basketball enough.
Well, fuck me.
I do. I did like Malik Beasley in college, though. FSU, right? That was the kid, Malik Beasley. That was him.
Go Noles.
So I definitely liked him. I don't know how he's transitioned to the NBA because I refuse to watch the NBA, but
good role player.
Definitely liked him.
Solid role player.
All right, so Snyder, without further ado, let's dive into the course.
Before to ask you, Jay, what do you think of the greatest ever to break the all-time scoring record last night, JJ?
I'll be honest, I didn't watch it. To me, it doesn't matter what he does at this point. Like, he's the greatest. Like, he could break every record under the sun. It wouldn't even matter. Like, to me, he was the greatest ever 10 years ago. So Nice to see him do it. Doesn't matter. His haters are still going to be haters. His folks who worship him like me are going to continue to worship him. So yeah, I don't think it makes any difference specifically. But I find the hate from him or that he gets from random people just like absolutely asinine, especially younger guys. Like it just doesn't even make any sense. Like just respect the dude's talent. I mean, yeah, you might not like him what he does off the court or maybe the flopping and nonsense. Cool, but he's still one of the greatest to ever do it, and enjoy watching him play because we don't have a lot of years left. But no, obviously happy he got there. But my stance doesn't change. He's the greatest ever, and the haters will continue to hate regardless of how many records he shatters en route to him retiring. But yeah, Snyder, feel free, fire away.
Yeah, fully agree there. But yeah, we're at TPC Scottsdale here. It's the home of the fans major. The Waste Management Phoenix Open. 136 players are going to tee it up here. Top 65 in ties are going to advance to the weekend. The golfers will see a par 71 here, measuring 7,261 yards. The stadium course has larger than average greens here, right around 7,000 square feet on average. The Bermuda grass greens are going to be overseeded with POA and perennial rye here, and we'll be rolling at around 12 on the step meter. 6 holes are going to have water in play here. 67 bunkers are going to litter the property here. The rough isn't too big of a factor here at only 2 inches, but there is plenty of other trouble lurking around the corners here. This track generally plays tougher as the event goes on, as the course will bake out, get much firmer throughout the weekend, so that's always fun to watch. There's plenty of risk-reward situations here as well, as golfers will be able to take on certain situations here, while hole number 16 gets the most attention, with it being the party hole surrounded inside that stadium. I really like hole 17. It's going to decide a lot on this weekend. It's a drivable par 4 here. Water's guarding the left side, wrapping around the backside. There's going to be some bunkers strategically placed around the green as well. So it's going to be a true test for golfers tee to green here, with iron shots coming from a variety of different distances here. Putting is not going to be that significant of a stat here. It hasn't been needed to have success here, but I mean, going forward, you're going to have to make your putts over the weekend if you want to win this down the stretch. So putting will be somewhat needed over the weekend mainly, but nothing waiting too much here. This is a ball striker's paradise, so I'll be looking for a winning score right around -17 to -19 in that range. For some other key stats, we'll be looking at strokes gained tee to green, off the tee, approach, par 4s gained 450 to 500, and then opportunities gained as well.
As always, just a tremendous amount of girth in the breakdown. Just always
no stutter, nothing. Just
it's almost like he's it's like he's on Good Morning America. It just doesn't even matter. It just goes right through the whole rundown. Jason, yeah, of course, I'm a big stip meter guy. The stip meter has grown on me as these shows have gone on, and yeah, anytime it's greater than or equal to 11, I'm rock hard under the table here. So situation is what it is. And Spencer, I'm glad you agree. I mean, ultimately, I get it. Like if folks watch Jordan growing up, like older folks, we'll call them 35 or older at this point in time, and you respect what Jordan did more than LeBron, that's fine. But like guys younger than me that are trashing LeBron, I just don't even like why the hate. It doesn't even make any sense. Okay, so let's go right into the slate here. DFS wise, Kurt, I'll start with you. Who do we like at the top and the bottom for DFS this week? What's up, Maddie?
I just now noticed that Jason's picture. It's my college picture. That is hilarious, Jason. Holy shit.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize. Yeah. Fantastic.
So my DK play is going to be Tony the Tiger. I feel like, everyone's going to be owned up here. It's going to kind of even itself out. But I like what I saw from Tony last week. He could not get the first few rounds, could not get the putter going at all. But he eventually got it going on the weekend, finished strong. I like his upside. The guy is just playing real right now. We're all going to be on him for a breakout year, and that's not going to stop now. So give me the Tony the Tiger, Tony Finau up top.
Who with him?
Value. I'm actually going not too much value because I'll probably have my just absolute punt dirt plays in the chat that everyone can shit on and make fun of and then make the cut, and I can just talk shit back. But anyways, it's going to be Siwoo Kim, 7,800. The putter is back this year. Ever since switching to the broomstick, it's just been on. Also, another guy's good tee to green. So give me this is going to be a theme for my picks today. But the guys that I think have truly improved in putting, which is sometimes can be like just a phase. But I do think since the switch, he's been a good putter, and that's really what's held him back. So Siwoo Kim.
I'm a Siwoo guy. I do fucks with the Siwoo. At least these are guys I know, so this is good so far. Great start. Snyder, on your end for DFS, who do we like?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a guy who won this event last year. He's gonna get squeezed up top. It looks like he's gonna be right around 10 to maybe 13% ownership here. We're gonna get Scotty the Kid at low ownership here, as everybody's gonna be looking at John Rahm and Rory McIlroy. Had to throw in the McIlroy there. They're gonna be looking at those two up top, and then below they got Finau, Xander, JT, Morikawa, all those guys are below him. Scotty's going to get squeezed here. So I really like the upside that Scotty brings here. He's actually been playing pretty good under the radar, too. Not many people have been noticing, but 11th, 7th, 2nd, and 9th in his last 4 events. So Scotty the Kid's maybe going back-to-back here at low ownership. So I definitely like that up top. And then for a value play, I'm going to go with let me find a good value here. I'm going to go with
we are.
I haven't talked this guy up too much this week. I'm going to go with Corey Connors here. He's been playing pretty well. Good course history here. He's got a couple of back-to-back top 20s there. 7,700 is too cheap of a price. I think there's so much value in this 7K range. So I'm going to have a ton of these guys in my builds. You got Connors, you got KH Lee, you got Hoagie, you got Harmon, you got Mitchell. I mean, there's so much value in this 7K range, as this is just a loaded event, and it's making the pricing kind of soft here. So I really like the 7K range.
And Spencer brings up a decent point. You know, do we even talk about Shane Lowry today for our friend Allie?
So I had a dream that he shipped this thing, and I'm pretty sure I'm 0 for 1 on dreams, but I don't know. I just want to let y'all know that I had the dream. His fat fucking ass won. So I don't really love the course fit though. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Snyder?
What's that?
Fat Lowry.
Yeah, I'm not playing him this week. He's fine. I mean, he's just priced up too high. There's some guys there that I think are just priced up too high, and I'm liking a lot of the 9K and 10K guys, so I'm going to be kind of skipping a lot of this 8K range and upper 7K range as well. So I don't think those guys are really going to fit into my builds there.
And you see what I mean with Snyder? Like, you ask him a question, he doesn't bullshit you. He's not diplomatic. He's like, no, I'm not playing that clown this week. It's just a straightforward answer. I mean, that's what we expect. We will stick with you, Snyder, because we started with Kurt, for outrights. So who do you like the best to win this tournament?
Yeah, I've already bet this guy earlier in the week. He opened at 25-1 odds, dropped 20-1. Now he's anywhere from 16 to 18-1. You can still find an 18 right now over at BetMGM. Colin Morikawa is the guy I was on. I knew JJ would love that.
He had me going there for a bit, Kurt. Had me going.
The odds were just criminal when they opened up, so I got on that early. So I really like how the lines moved on that too. I mean, he's an absolute one of the best ball strikers, if not the best ball striker on tour. He's coming to a ball striker paradise here where the putter isn't going to be that much needed, but he has gained strokes putting in back-to-back events this year, as he hired, I think, 3 new putting coaches over the offseason. So far it's kind of paying off. So let's see if he can make some putts. He'll definitely be in contention on Sunday, I think.
Awesome. Kurt, how about you?
I'm going to play I'm going to play way too much Colin Morikawa this week, and it's gonna hurt so bad, Snyder. It's gonna hurt. I mean, I don't know how you don't like.
And there's so many guys.
If he just goes even putting, he just will lap the fucking field, man. It's so hard. Okay. What? Good? This isn't so his turn. Is it my turn?
No, it is your turn, Kurt. You're outright.
Oh my God, Matty Ice. Shut your mouth. My outright pick. You want to goddamn sound like West Virginia. My outright pick, trying to go back to back here, so no pressure. Cameron Young, okay? Matty Ice, a little bit of jinx there. I kind of like the feng shui we got going on. All right, look, top 10 tee to green here. The first win is coming. I mean, we know it's coming, guys. It's going to come. All around golf game here. He won't get penalized that much if he hits in the rough here and sprays it off the tee. Can crush the ball, obviously, we know that, but I don't know. I think the first one's coming. This is a gut play for me. I mean, you can throw the stats out. Cameron Young will pop on a lot of the stats too, but 28-1, Cameron Young.
Ooh, let's slide right into your long shot. Who do you think has some long shot value to potentially be around Sunday?
Someone that doesn't feel great, but I don't want to go too long shot here. So my longest is 70-1. It's Keegan Bradley. I mean, I think the putt. I mean, he didn't say he worked on the putting in the offseason, but they always say that shit. But it's really shown lately. I mean, he's just putting very well, and he's always been a ball striking guy. But maybe team no putt is over for Keegan. I'm willing to bet 70-1 to find out.
Cool. Snyder, what about you? Long shot that you think has value to hang around on Sunday? Or actually, this would be Sunday.
Yeah, my long shot is going to be 100-1 here. You can still find there's various 100-1s out there at different books. I'm not sure what happened with the camera there.
Oh, I couldn't with this backdrop. I can't solo layout. I wanted to put him.
Oh yeah,
in the bike.
Yeah, that's good. But I'm gonna go with KH Lee here for my long shot. 100-1 odds. He finished second here in 2021. Was 38th here last year, but that was like an abysmal iron performance here. He lost over 5 strokes approach. Has been playing pretty good. Was 7th at the TOC. I like him. I always like TPC Lee is his nickname here, as he always usually does very well at these TPC courses. So I like KH Lee at 100-1.
Cool stuff. Definitely, KH Lee is definitely a fan fave on this show. I feel like he's mentioned very often, especially at decent odds. Snyder, I'll stick with you for T20s. Anybody specific in mind?
Yeah, I like a longer shot here too for my T20. I'm gonna go with JT Poston here. He's currently at plus 350, I believe. I was listening to VSiN earlier. JT Poston has been one of the guys that's getting bet like very, very heavily in all sorts of the betting markets there, T20s, T40s. I really like the T40 there too. I think you can get him at plus 110 at T40 as well. JT Poston has been a guy has really good course history, has good recent history as well too. Finished 6th at the Amex, 21st at the Sony, and then his course history here is a 23rd, 11th, 37th, and a 26th. So he's been right there 3 of the 4 times. So I really like JT Poston here at plus 350, the T20.
I always love the bigger odds T20s because it seems like they hit. Like obviously I don't bet the sport, especially not frequently, but I do dabble, of course, with some of the stuff you guys give out. But it does feel like some of these 300, 400, even 500 ones, they do get in there. A lot more frequently than you'd think. So yeah, not don't mind posting at all. Kurt, on your end, T20
going Tommy Fleetwood. I kind of like the odds here. We've not seen him on the PGA in a minute, but he plays around the world. Last time we did see him, back-to-back top 20s, no big deal. Plus 260 Tommy Fleetwood. I think it's a good course fit for him.
It's a really good breakdown. Short, sweet, values offered. NBD was in there too, I think. A little no big deal was dropped. Love it. Dynamic. Dynamic is Kurt. All right. So speaking of dynamic, you have a matchup for us that you like?
Yeah, this one feels. Say what?
You have a matchup you like, or even maybe a player that you're going to be heavily backing or fading?
So a player I'm actually heavily fading is why I actually chose this matchup, and it feels weird to take a player of this caliber, but it's going to be Theegala over Dustin Thomas. So I just now saw the report about how he's not looking comfortable out in the practice course, whatever the fuck, practice round, whatever. But I mean, he's not been great this year. I think something's up, and I don't think it'll last long. It's Justin Thomas. But right now, I'm willing to keep fading him, at least for this event, until he does work through whatever he's working through. So it's going to be Theegala over Thomas. I know that feels gross, but after the report I saw today about how I was already wanting to fade him, and now I saw the report too, I'm like, I'm just going to double down on it. Theegala over Justin Thomas.
Is that dog money, Kurt?
It's got to be a big dog.
Plus 110.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus 110, is it? Wow.
Maybe more. I got.
It's got to be way more.
I didn't shop it on FanDuel.
Yeah, something's going on there. You might be right, Kurt. Something going on there.
Well, fuck. I mean, I didn't even price shop.
Theegala's got to be at least
plus 115. I got plus 115.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah. I think they kind of know.
Kurt lives a wild lifestyle, though, Snyder. So if it's
I might be able to get
I would have expected that to be like at least plus 150.
Yeah, I agree. They know what's going on. They know he's.
So that does seem odd enough where people would think that that's wrong. Snyder. Oh, before you do the matchup, anybody on Seamus Power top 20, or is that even likable?
I'm not on Power this week.
Yeah, I'm not either. Not really looked into.
That's interesting because he's usually another fan fave that I feel like I hear his name said often on this show. Early.
Yeah, I like to play him on like weaker courses, weaker fields. I like him in like Birdie Fest.
20 plus. Yeah, 20 plus under.
And when it's like a weaker field too as well.
So Snyder, your matchup or somebody you're heavily backing or fading?
Yeah, my matchup's gonna come around. It's gonna be a big talking point here. I think whether you go John Rahm or Rory McIlroy. I'm gonna go with Rory McIlroy here, plus 110 over John Rahm. I mean, last year I was all over Rory over Rahm. I mean, usually it's you pick one or the other. And I was on Rory last year. I'm gonna continue to be on Rory here. I think I just feel way more comfortable with Rory's game. He's more confident, comfortable, and his game as a whole has just been like full cylinder, full circle. The last 7 events he's played, the worst finish he's had is 4th. He's coming off the win overseas. I think Rory's going to continue to have a huge year this year. And I do think Rory and Rahm are the 2 guys on a level above everybody else. But I love getting Rory at plus money versus Rahm here.
Cool stuff. Cool stuff. And the Rahm thing, just to me, even's complicated. Like, because like even a while back when I was betting him a lot, I think it was against who was that? Was that against? It wasn't Justin Thomas. It was the guy that's married to Gretzky's chick or daughter. What's his name? Dustin Johnson. Like there was like a year and a half back where I was betting Rahm basically every weekend against DJ, and it was just slamming it up my ass. But even now, like every tournament, he's like the favorite, and he just continues to struggle day in and day out. He has like 1 or 2 good days, like really good days, but he just hasn't put it together. Like is there something that like most common people maybe don't know for why he's consistently favored outside of him just being, in theory, the best player in the world?
Just the models and everything, just absolutely love him. I mean, he's been so good, but he's really hasn't been great here. I mean, he's only got 1 finish inside the top 10 at this event. He got 9th here in 2020, but otherwise it's been like in between 9th to 13th, kind of in that mid-range, which doesn't really pay off that high price tag. So I think he's a guy I'll probably even fade this week. I'm just going to play like Rory, Scotty, and Xander up top in that 10K range.
Well, that is interesting. Interesting to say the least. And we'll segue to your final notes, Snyder. Anything you want to run through? I saw your soldiers, another tremendous segment of Snyder's soldiers this week.
So good.
It's just, you're at the point now, Kurt, where you don't want to risk it. Like you got to have the Vaseline or the lotion pretty close. So you're going to fire that puppy off.
I mean, I think I did it last week to where like I'll be going and doing some of my like second, third builds because my main team I got to play all my guys. But like I'll text him and be like, okay, who are the soldiers again? Because I got to plug them in each lineup. Like I got to get them.
I'm thinking it's like you fire up the video and you got like the double pumps of the lotion. You just kind of like you do them quick. Yeah, like.
We're hoping to get the triple pumps going here. If we could get 3 for 3 through for a 3rd straight week, I mean that would be absolutely fantastic. So hopefully we can get that done. But we've got everything posted premium wise over on runpuresports.com. Big T's even going to have his player pool notes page up for this event. He said so. Use that promo code Snyder15 to get yourself 15% off. That includes SaberSim as well. But just looking forward to this. This is one of my favorite events of the whole year. Huge party. I know Title is going to be down there. There's some other people down there as well. So, it's going to be a fun time watching this. We're going to have Showdown up for every day. I'll have the first show on Showdown playbook up here soon. I'll have the bets article up here soon too as well. And then everything will be loaded up over on site for all the premium access.
Awesome stuff all around. And Kurt, on your end, final notes, anything you want to talk about in this course, anything you want to talk about in your personal life? This is the time. It's a safe place.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for this tournament. It's one of the best on tour. I'm just so excited to have 1 course, no 2-course bullshit. I do want to have a question, though. So with KH Lee, I want to ask, what are his odds going to be at that Dallas 20 this year, the TPC course in Dallas or whatever? What do you think his odds are going to be for a chance to go repeat? KH Lee, for his favorite course in Dallas. What do you think his odds are going to be?
Depends on the field, but probably – if it's a weak field, maybe 25-1 up to 50-1 if it's a stronger field.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, that was bugging me, so I had to ask. But I hope everyone has fun, enjoy it. It's going to lead right into the Super Bowl. I wish they made contests bigger. I know we all do, but that's kind of what the week it falls on.
And they already filled up pretty much, and most of them did.
But maybe a little. I don't know. They'll probably never fix it because they want Super Bowl money.
Players will be big, I think.
Yeah. But what's funny is that's the event Tom Kim's going to win. So
that's the week before the company party as well. So hopefully somebody they're going to have a few millies for that event, I think. So hopefully someone ships something big.
That'd be absolutely fantastic. But I'll tell you this: with all that said, thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for everybody in the chat communicating with us and keeping it lively because we try to. Obviously, look at Kurt. He brings his treadmill to every video. But, yeah, folks, as always, gamble responsibly. And I'll be back. A few of us will have content in our own way, of course, over the next few days. We'll run pure. I'll be back tomorrow with Holden or Friday doing a propped up show with props for the Super Bowl. And then we have the Print Factory. But all good stuff all around, especially with the weekend coming too. Hope you all enjoy the Super Bowl. But yeah, all that said, gamble responsibly, stay safe. And as always, run pure. Catch you guys next week.